Welcome, gang, to episode 103 of Cocktail Hour. I'm Andy.
And I'm Rev.
And with us is one of our very favorite author guests, Colette Moody.
Hi. I'm sorry, I can't keep the frustration out of my voice because my video camera is apparently a bucket of shit.
Okay, I just want to say, I know that this is about to turn into a I hate Google fest, so let's go ahead, run rampant for a minute or two, and then let's get to the show, okay? Go ahead.
Well, that was kind of all I had, really. I mean, but I can't tell you how frustrating it is to spend 20 minutes with a video camera where the only person who can see me is me. Wow. Next time I'm just going to tape a fucking mirror to the top of my monitor, because that's all this is a fancy mirror.
I'm sure you look lovely, though. I'm sure you look lovely.
I'm sure you do.
Yep, I got crinolines and a fancy hoop skirt on and everything. You guys you're not going to get to see it.
You lie so hard.
She went for the full period piece, dress, costume for the thing.
But the wrong period, sadly, because I think I've just picked like Civil War era, and this book was not. This book was in the 20th century, but
Yeah, Well, you could have done something, like it was set in 1922 in London, right? So right. You could have maybe been, like a clapper girl or something.
A clapper girl?
Yeah, like the Charleston the Clapper. Back in the 20s, didn't they have that? Oh,
Flappers, I believe they're
flapper. That's the word I'm looking for. Wrong.
Which is better. It's better than a crapper. So
I assumed that the clapper girl was just one that had gonorrhea.
Flapper. Sherry's right. I use the wrong consonant. And before we move on, today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/cocktail hour. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. So see, we're doing the pitch again, y'all.
Yes. So,
damn it.
So go get an audiobook, because we want you to. And we do that a lot now.
That's true. And I know we have an announcement to make on a winner from the last show.
We do?
Yeah. So do you want to do that now, and then we'll talk about the cocktails some of us are drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
So, wait, we're not all drinking it?
I have okay, well, let's just talk about the cocktail now. I have, unexpectedly, my kid got an invitation to somebody's birthday party. I got to go pick him up at 9 o'clock. Have a sleepover. Just do it that way, but no. So I'm just drinking regular old lemonade.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. Well, tell them what the drink is.
All right. So the drink, I don't even know what the hell it's called. I know how to make it, but I don't know that I know what the hell
it's called London Lemonade, although that's probably not a real name for a real drink. But I'll
tell you what, I've been sipping on this thing now for about 10 minutes, and trust me when I tell you this, people, it is a real drink.
Well, yeah. But I mean, as far as, I don't think that they actually called it that in the book, but they did drink this in the book, which is why I suggested it. And then you can also see why people ended up starting to take their clothes off.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-to-1 lemonade and gin.
Holy shit, snack and crackers. It's 2 ounces of Bulldog and 4 ounces of lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I made a double, of course. I could never do a single on anything.
I made a pitcher.
Oh, wow. You live
because
why don't you live closer?
It's so refreshing, and it's summertime.
Oh, my God.
I'm really jealous.
And it's been so long since I've vomited gin that I figured, let's go for it.
That ain't right. That is not right.
Awesome.
All right, so on that notice about vomiting gin, let's announce our winner.
All right, so the winner from the last show, we had the panel for the Lesbians on the Loose anthology, and we gave one book away during the live show, and we are giving away another book to Anne. So congratulations, Anne. I will get your name and email address over to Jessie Chandler, and she will make sure that you get your book.
Nice. Congratulations.
Oh, I didn't realize, but one of my dogs is in here, so if you hear really loud snoring, It's coming from.
Don't
back
take it
over there.
personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. It's not you really. It's
If you hear farting though, take that personally. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, those are all SBDs.
Uh-huh.
All of them. So
All of
yeah,
them. Oh,
all
Lord.
of them.
Okay, so we're here to chat and commiserate about Sarah Waters' book, The Pain.
Commiserate.
Yeah, commiserate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You seem to have played your hand, Andy, but okay.
No, well, no, not really. Oh, the first thing we need to do is hold on, I'm pulling up my notes. Is yeah, okay. We should decide if we're going to do spoilers or not. Maybe we could do like a general discussion and then let people know that they need to turn it off, and then because our last one we just blew
Yeah,
the
that one
shit
was.
out of.
We really did. Did you get any?
Okay, well, hold on.
Get any
still...
angry feedback from that?
No.
Was anybody pissed about that?
No,
Okay.
I got a lot of positive feedback about it. Just that it was hilarious. But so here we are. For those of you who didn't see the 100th episode where we talked about Jennifer McMahon, I think her name is, her book, The Winter People. It kind of went something like this toward the end. Okay, well, we still haven't spoiled that one thing. Colette's like, oh, you mean blue to blue blue?
Is that what happens?
Classic. Classic.
I thought that's what it was. One of the two of you were just like, oh, you mean when she pretended to do this? Oh, okay, well, we're done.
It wasn't this thing. Face.
Huh.
We're going to blame it on Colette.
It must have been right at the end, and I assumed that I was no longer sober because I don't even remember that. But if you say it happened, I believe you.
It happened
for anybody who was upset, I apologize.
By the time that happened, everything else was done. So
yeah, I
felt
felt like it was all kind of on the table already.
It was. So
I mean, we tried so hard. Like at the beginning, we're like, we're not gonna, give any spoilers. And then throughout the conversation, it was like, oh, but she's a man, and it all just kept happening. So yeah, sorry about that.
I loved it though. I think it was a great show. My brother was still scratching his head and ass, going, "You guys like the book though, and this is how you the book you like." I said, yeah.
It's good. It's going to be like that sometimes, yeah.
So it might be like that tonight.
Well, that's why I kind of want to get this out of the way now. So, why don't we will do spoiler free at the beginning, and then if we feel the need for things to get into the spoiler range, then we will let you know so you can bail out and watch it later if you want. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Huh? What?
That's a good plan.
Yeah. Okay, so, Andy, do you want to do the summary since you have a gift for summaries? I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Were you drunk when you said that?
No, I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm pulling up Amazon. No, I was talking about when authors they'll write a 300-page book and then they'll go, "Such a hard time with this summer." I'm like, really?
I'll do the summary. I enjoy reading the Amazon things. It makes me feel like I should have been in radio or something.
I don't.
No, I want to do it. If you're not going to just make one up, I'm going to do it.
All right, here we go. It's 1922. It's after World War I.
Because 1922 was after World War I.
See, just give it a chance.
Okay, sorry.
A young woman and her mother, who is not really ancient, but apparently she's, handicapped.
She's 55.
Yeah, but she ain't handicapped. She can't do shit, though. Oh, I can't even boil an egg. Okay, anyway, so they're up on Society Hill, or whatever the hell it's called, Champion Hill, in a nicer residential area, and they pretty much got left destitute, and so they converted part of their house for tenants, and so this story is about the paying guests that come in and the hijinks that ensue.
That was pretty good.
I
don't know that I would refer to all the things that happen as hijinks, but yeah.
There were some things happening.
A lot of shit happens, but
a lot of shit happened.
But it's not hijinks. You can't expect the Marx Brothers to come in at any point.
I was waiting.
There was no slapstick.
No.
One thing I do, and I think Andy, I think you got the end of the book wrong. I think you deduced incorrectly what happened at the end of the book. If you read if you read the last paragraph or two over, I think you may have a different perception, unless I misunderstood.
Did you not read the whole thing, Andy?
I read the whole book.
No, she read it all.
Drunk at the time, so I don't know where the hell you're going with this.
I don't know. Well, once we start doing spoilers, then maybe we'll talk about it. If not, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right. So who wants to start talking about this lovely piece of prose?
All right. Well, I will give you my summation in 2 words. Fucking brilliant. This book was amazing. I loved this book. I loved almost everything about this book. I thought that Sarah Waters knocked it out of the damn park with this. I loved her descriptions. I loved the slow build of everything. I loved how the first half of it is one thing and the second half is completely something else. I mean, the beginning is a drama and a romance, and then all of a sudden the whole second half of the book is a thriller.
Yeah.
That's kind of typical of her stories, though, isn't it?
Well,
no.
The Night Watch. Maybe all of them except for the Night Watch, which I agree. I thought the Night Watch was. I would probably read it again to see if my judgment would change, but.
Watch the miniseries. Save you time.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, let me clear up a little misconception from Miss Colette, because apparently I used the wrong word when we started out. I don't disagree with Sarah and her brilliance in laying out this story, but I got it, and this is and Sherry will attest to this. I was reading the book. I was hyper reading the book on Saturday and Sunday last weekend to knock it out, and it had to be. The weather was gray for 2 days, raining off and on. It was really, really nasty. I was outside most of the time reading it, and you're right. The woman is brilliant, and how she crafts her words are amazing. And sadly, for whatever reason, it strummed my depression string. So, and the more I'm reading it, the more, and I can't understand why I suddenly just want to crawl up in a ball in a corner and just cry my eyes out. And I realized, oh my God, it's the book. So I texted Sherry like, oh my God, I just want to kill myself. Jesus Christ. I'm like, this is so damn depressing. But it's, I mean, that's how my impression of the, not that it was a bad book, but I guess it just hit me.
Bummed you out.
Well, I mean, there's no sustained happiness for anyone in the book at all.
There are not a lot of yucks in this book.
No. It truly is very depressing. But like you said, I mean, it's so well written. I mean, it really is. So the main characters, to piggyback on Andy's awesome intro on the book.
We'll start.
The characters in this are right. What is
Francis?
Ray? I couldn't remember the last name. Ray. So you've got Frances Ray, who is the spinster daughter of Mrs. Ray.
She's like 26 or whatever.
She's 26 or 27, I think. But it's 1922, so. And she's also gay. Frances is also gay. She got caught with her girlfriend, not in the act, but letters were discovered and things like that. So her mom knows and is, as you would expect, incredibly disapproving of the entire situation. So that they kind of just pretend like it doesn't exist. And they've had to, like Andy said, they fell on hard times through her father's mismanagement of funds before his death. And Frances has a lot of hard feelings about her dad, which also causes some wedges.
Which was the comedy.
Oh yeah, that was kind of.
She winded up spitting out these great little barbs every once in a while about Daddy. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So they have to get rid of their servants. They have to get rid of everything, and this young couple moves in, Lenny and
Lillian.
thank you, Lenny and Lillian Barker.
Barber.
Mm-hmm.
Barber.
And initially, Frances is really unhappy about having to share her home with these people. They're loud. She's not used to having people looking at their stuff and doing things in their house. And then she and Lillian start spending more time together and develop a strong friendship, which for Frances starts to build into something else. Meanwhile, Lenny, you can't help but like the guy. At first she's kind of creeped out by him because he's always dropping little innuendo and shit like that. But as she gets out,
Being in the backyard in the dark, smoking a cigarette, watching her.
Yeah. But there is a nice little romance that builds, and you can't help but think that this isn't really going to end well. Something's going to happen, and it does. Stuff happens. So, and I don't think we should.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, maybe we should do this now. Okay, so anybody who hasn't read the book.
Really? We're like 5 minutes in.
So,
we can do better than that.
Okay, you're right. So what I wanted to say was, Sarah Waters did such a great job of the story is told from Frances's point of view, and I really felt like I was in her head, looking out from her eyes.
Yep.
It was just, you get so immersed in it. And for the first time ever, I made a note of three different things that two lines, and then I wrote down that I like the description, Frances's description of their first kiss. Which, of course, I don't remember now, but...
Well, I mean, there were a lot of kisses after that, so I can see why you might not necessarily recall that.
But it was just, it was like the most powerful moment in her life, it felt like, where the kisses that came before with Chrissy were nothing. And it was just... very, very poetic, and I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, she did a good job. You're right.
So,
what was the second one?
Oh, well, that was just the thing. But do you want to do the lines now?
We could.
No, let's do them later because one of mine's a spoiler. I can do one now.
Okay.
I can do one now.
Okay.
I think I got this right. Frances says... I think she's talking to her mom about it. I think some things are so frightful that going a little mad is the only sane response. I really liked that.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Huh.
Oh no, I know when that was. I think it was. I think she was talking to her mom. It was after. It was in the second half of the book.
Right. Huh. Do you have a best line ever, Colette?
Okay, here is the line that I wrote down because I liked it so much that I went back and listened to it again.
Oh, wow.
Well, and let me just say that listening to this as an audiobook, the woman who read this was awesome.
She was.
Every individual character had their own distinctive voice. There was never a time where I was like, wait, which one of them said that? She has a mastery of all kinds of British accents.
Mm-hmm.
So, Len had a very distinctive accent, and Lillian had a very distinctive accent, and her voice was just a little bit higher pitch, and I mean, it was just great. But, so I kind of want to try and read this the way that the narrator read it. So you'll have to forgive my crappy British accent. But okay, so this is the line. Her kimono parted as she landed. exposing more of her nightdress and giving an alarming suggestion of the rounded, mobile, unsupported flesh inside. I was
Very
like,
nice.
oh my God, what was that? And I rewound that, and I was like, oh, I gotta write that down. That is good. I mean, because that was like long before anything starts up with them, but it was like, oh, okay. Well, I can see where this is going, because she's got round, firm, unsupported flesh.
That's awesome. Unsupported. I love that.
Yeah.
Frances, it doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take very long for her to start figuring out that she really starts to notice Lillian's body a lot before she starts to connect with her. But I mean, it's been a really long time, and she's a woman in her in her 20s, you know.
Yeah, but Lillian's a dish. I mean, every time she walks down the street, men are watching her. She goes to parties, and even her cousins are hitting on her. She's a dish.
Yeah.
So,
although technically for early 20s, the early 1920s, round, curvy girls were on the outs, and straight, flat-chested girls were on the in. I mean, that was kind of, at least certainly in the States. Maybe I can't speak to exactly what, the beauty standard was in England, but I mean, that's why flapper girls were a big deal. I mean, in the Victorian era, yes. And that, of course, had just ended. I think another big part of this is class, right? I mean, you had the very particular class structure. And so you have Frances and her mother, who I swear to God, the narrator made sound just like Maggie Smith. And I thought that was awesome.
You really did, yeah. You definitely got a sense of she just felt put upon, and everything was offensive. She reminded me very much of the Dowager.
or Maggie Smith in Room with a View, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. She's just so passive aggressive in that film. It's like, no, I'll sit here on the hard, cold ground so that you may have the chair. Yeah, she's very much like that. So, I mean, it's not that she's handicapped in any way. She doesn't have a disability. She's a rich lady who doesn't know how to do anything for herself.
Yeah.
I mean, as in, she can't even draw her own bath.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to either. I mean,
her daughter's going to do it for her.
Right,
so
the daughter now has become the servant in the story.
Yeah, I mean, she really is, quite the scullery maid. I had no idea that so much stuff had to be varnished and scrubbed. And there were some things that I had to look up, because I was like, distemper? That's a dog disease. I don't know what that is. Turns out it is not just a dog disease. Now I know.
Wow. You were talking about the narrator and what a good job she did. And then you talked about class, and I don't know. I noticed that when Lillian, depending on who Lillian was talking to, her dialect changed a little bit. And I think I think in the beginning of the book, when they first meet, when Len and Lily are first moving in, I think that Frances had thought that she felt that Lillian was trying hard to work on her accent.
Right, that there was some kind of dialect coaching that had happened.
Yeah,
that's probably and I mean, good on the narrator that she was able to sort of subtly do that.
Yeah, and so something bad happens, and life is just thrown.
You just leave it like that. Just
something bad happens. Well, did we want to talk any more about other stuff?
No. Before the bad thing happens?
Yeah, before the bad thing happens.
Well, I will tell you that I had gone to look to see what some of the reviews of this book were, and I cannot remember where I saw it. It may just have been a review on Amazon. But somebody put something along the lines of, if you've ever wondered what lesbians do, this is the book for you.
That's not right.
I'm hoping that means before the second half of the book.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that they mean sexually.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, because there's a fair amount of sex once it culminates to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't label it in the erotic category either.
You what?
I wouldn't call it erotic. I mean, that's just me.
You wouldn't call it... Okay, why?
I don't know. It just didn't. I don't know. I didn't. Usually, when something's erotic to me, it's like it stirs up something. The only thing I got stirred up was I need some D3.
D3.
Yeah.
What is D3?
For depression.
Oh. Good God.
Anyway, but yeah, no.
Okay. Well, okay. I will.
That's for damn sure.
I will give you that I wouldn't classify this in the most remote sense. Even if you just took out the sex scenes, I wouldn't call it erotica. And I think that part of that is the way that Sarah Waters writes and describes things. I mean, there's not a euphemism to be found anywhere in this book, which would have come in handy in some of the grosser scenes that deal with, because let's just say the beginning of the 20th century was not really the apex of personal hygiene, and these poor bastards kept having to go outside to go to the water closet, and some stuff is just gross, the way that they live and the things that ultimately happen to them. But at least she's consistent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can't say that she doesn't research her shit.
That's true. But I still feel that the love scenes and the sex scenes were pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
But not erotica.
You didn't think so, Andy? You didn't think so at all?
No, Andy just wanted to cry and curl into the fetal position.
I thought the sex scenes were well done. Like you said, they definitely weren't erotica, but they were nowhere near fade to black. There was wet flesh and going down, and there was all of the things that you would find in your standard romance novel, I think.
Right, except for turgid members.
I don't believe there was any. There was no moistness in regard to the sex scenes, and also no juices, which I will be forever thankful. If I never read a sex scene that has juices in it again, I would be insanely happy.
Juices.
I hate that. Anytime I see that, and
you're talking that word specifically.
In regard to
talking about talk of general moistness.
In sex scenes, I don't care for juices in my sex scenes.
But are you just talking about that one word, or you're talking about any mention of that?
No,
just that word.
Okay. Because I was like, yeah, that happened, and if you skimmed over it, that happened. But yeah, they didn't call them juices.
Yes,
or foul drippings or whatever else we want to call it.
I don't think I've heard that one before. That's a new one.
No, that's pretty good. Does the audience have any questions?
No, we're quiet. We're quiet. So if anybody who's watching does have something they want to say, pop on in.
Come on, say it, damn it. All right, so that's the first half of the book, right? How you get to know the Rays, and you get to know the Barbers, and you get to experience Francis's budding feelings, and then ultimately the next level for Lily and Barbara, or Lil, or whatever the hell she calls her.
Yeah.
So that's the first half of the book.
Yeah. I mean, so we should also say that that I just want to make sure that we get it across that that everybody really likes the husband.
Or tolerates him.
Huh?
Or tolerates him.
No, I think Lily is the one who tolerates him the least, but Frances goes on to say that she really enjoyed at least I remember, if I remember correctly, she became to like him and enjoy chatting with him.
I think she liked him in general, but I don't think that she cared for how he treated his wife.
No, and that became,
ultimately, yeah, I think that overtook any, you know, affinity that she may have had, or any contact that they had or conversations that they had. But I don't know. The other thing that I think was really smart about this is that because even though it was not a first person, it's third person, but because the only POV that we ever get is Frances's, when it does turn into a thriller, that is really valuable, because at this point you don't know what the other people are thinking, and you don't know if other people have betrayed her or if there's some kind of conspiracy or what's going on. And I was like, damn!
Yeah. And she goes back and forth, like, are they playing me for a fool? Or,
right.
And how could this have happened? And, what should I do with this? And, I mean, she really, she's a nice person who doesn't want to do anything bad. I mean, she has real reservations about what's going on. And, Lillian seems to be changing. Like, she changes a lot from who, at least Frances's perception. That's what we need to do, is Frances's perception of her changes, I think.
Right. Exactly. Because so much has happened from the time they first meet to ultimately a major crisis event happens that leads into the second half of the book. So Frances is, she's seeing Lillian in one light until perceptions shift because of an issue.
Yeah, and I think what it is Lily is scared, but we don't get to really see a lot of that because she is now someplace else, and being kept away, and there's
very minimal contact between them, and
Frances is still sitting where shit went down, so Lily has the ability to kind of step away from that, and she talks about that. I just can't do this. I can't be here, and Frances, and I'm just sitting there, and Frances never said it, but over and over in my head, I'm like, you selfish bitch. She's sitting there and has to deal with that shit every day, and deal with it on her own. When she went and was talking to, she went and talked to her ex, Chrissy, and she's like, I could tell her. I'm sure I could. And I'm just like, no, don't tell anybody.
No, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. I don't know.
Sure, she would understand. No.
It's funny because there's so much of this book that I could completely identify with. Like, I got the whole we have to hide this from Mother, and the moment where they're pretty hot and heavy, and then the mom comes upstairs, and I mean, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, right? I'm completely freaking out because I totally got that. Yeah, and what the hell was I going to say? What was going to come after that? Anybody? What were we talking about right before that? Right before I got waylaid by the traumatic sex scene.
Then we were talking about how she had to be there, and she didn't have anybody to talk to.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. But the thing that I just couldn't get. Thank you so much, Sherry.
Yeah.
Was the whole thing with the ex. Like, I just couldn't tell where we were going with that, because it seemed like there were moments where she was profoundly regretful that the relationship ended, and then they had that kind of conversation with each other where they both seemed regretful, and so I was like, wait, is this where we're going now?
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I have never been able to have any kind of a civil relationship with an ex, so I think that's just my own personal baggage, that I'm like, why are you going into town and talking to her, and why are you gonna share deep, dark secrets with this chick. What is wrong with you? But, part of me kind of got it because I guess she didn't really have any other friends.
I think really
she
that
talked
was
about having friends, but I sure as hell didn't see one of them.
Well, no, she talked about having these other friends, but then she also immediately said, well, but now she's married and has kids, and we don't really do anything together anymore. And she for a woman her age, she didn't really fit in with anybody else.
An old spinster of 26.
She's an old spinster, and and I had to. It was difficult to remember that Lily was only 22 or 23. Yeah. She had a birthday, I think. Yeah. Lily pissed me off when that one thing happens, and she's like, "But I did it for you, Francis." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You didn't do shit for her." You lying ass.
Well, I mean, part of what's interesting about the plot and how their relationship is allowed to sort of develop is that, so we've already established that the mother is still sort of living in this delusion that she's a wealthy, aristocratic woman who doesn't need to bother herself with the affairs of the house, right? So she's around, but she's not really around, like in a way that you would expect a loved one or a family member who lives in your home to be around. And because these other two protagonists are women, it's like nobody really gives a shit what they do. Like, nobody cares where they go. Nobody cares what they're doing. I mean, they're practically invisible, just based on the era and based on the fact that men go out and get jobs and work at banks, and they're the breadwinners, and women stay home and apparently are scullery maids. And varnish things. Like, I don't even really know what that is. And rub vinegar on the floors and do all kinds of crazy things. But, I mean, because it's such drudgery, nobody's really interested in what they're doing. Nobody really cares what they do. And so this relationship happens, and not one person is remotely interested in what's going on with them.
Her mother was. Her mother was, her mom, but her mom was on the lookout.
Exactly, because the mom, already caught her in the previous relationship, and,
Yep, and she makes she never really comes right out and says, are you having an inappropriate sexual relationship with this man's wife? It's kind of like, you seem to be getting awfully close. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Barber would enjoy having some time with his wife away from you.
But part of that could also have been completely based on class, because the Barbers were not aristocracy. They weren't high-class folks like the Rays. I never got a sense that it was 100% about, stay out of her pants. And
I did.
It wasn't just partly, don't mix with them.
I think initially, I think it was the class issue, and they're renters and were landladies, but
she couldn't even bear. The mother couldn't even bear to utter the word landlady. Stop saying that.
Yeah. But later, I really did get the impression. I mean, that's all I thought it was about, is because I really thought that, especially after the night when the three of them got together and they had their London lemonade. So there's this interesting scene. I mean, on the surface, it seems kind of fun, but really, it's when Frances really starts to see
the snakes and ladders game.
Yeah. I mean, she really gets a good idea of how little Len and Lillian really respect each other, and they up until then, I think he's made comments and not always been a great guy when it comes to her, but the things that he says to her. I mean, he's brutal and mean, really mean-spirited.
But on top of that is the fact that they have incorporated new rules into this children's game, essentially, that force Lillian to keep shedding garments.
Yeah, she's which, and at first, I'm like, oh, okay, well, sex game, that's fine, but as it progressed, and you really get an idea of how horrible and degrading it is for her.
Yeah, it's really just about embarrassing her and making her and treating her like some kind of whore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you find out more about how their marriage came to be, I think it all really kind of clicks together, and I think that Sarah Waters, I think, did a fantastic job of really showing the complexity of Lily and Len's relationship, and the relationship that they projected, outward. Frances really got to see something that other people didn't really get, I don't think. I mean, even Lillian's family really, Len, you're such a wonderful guy,
Right.
Not quite.
Not quite that her family thought that, or not quite that he wasn't a great guy.
Not quite that he's a wonderful guy.
No, he wasn't in it. When shit starts hitting the fan, and these
There's
things
a lot of
start,
shit.
when things start being revealed, and Frances felt, I like that she felt betrayed. You bastard! Oh, wait.
Yeah, I thought that was really odd, personally. It's like, really, do you not have an ounce of self-awareness?
Yeah, living in that glass house.
Exactly.
Oh, Lordy. So we're still spoiler-free, though, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. And we're almost done. Maybe we should just leave it at that.
Wow. Okay, so let me ask this. Sherry, were you satisfied with the ending?
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Colette?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved the ending, and part of what I liked about it was that, like, up until like the last couple of pages, you still don't know what is going to happen. Like, leaves it to the very, very end.
Yeah, there was a good chunk of time when I thought that I thought she was.
We could still have spoilers if it's a point. I can see that you're struggling.
No. So you know what happens right before Lily shows up at the end?
Yes.
I was actually kind of thinking that that's what Frances was going to do.
Mhm.
And but you don't know. And Andy, I still think that you got it wrong. Just from your text, or what you said on your text.
Yeah, but
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Three-quarters of the way through the book. I hadn't finished the book when I texted that to you.
About
About Stevie?
Oh no, not that. After you finished the book, it was about the very end. We'll talk about it later.
I was drinking. Okay, so what I say?
It's possible that she just couldn't text clearly through her tears of
sadness. Right? It's not right.
It is possible. Well, I'm gonna say my favorite line then. The one that it's not really a spoiler. We already kind of gave that part away. Frances says, "I'm the man, Leonard. I'm the man."
Yeah, that was good.
I laughed so hard.
I could just see everybody like completely still and crickets in the background. What?
Well, the other line that made me laugh out loud, which it's kind of it, right? There's not a lot of laugh out loud parts of this book. It's mostly dour, dark tragedy filled with little moments of romantic spark and then horrific guilt.
Right.
But I liked the part where they go to the party, right? So he's sitting with the guy who's hitting on her.
Right.
Frances is watching Lillian dance with all these cousins, and the guy hitting on her was like, "Whoa, look at how she's carrying on. I'd smack her behind.
Oh.
What about you, miss? And she's like, I'd smack it too. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Oh my God. That was
all right. Well, so we all liked the book. Andy, you still liked it, even though it made you want to slit your wrists.
I liked it. I absolutely liked it. I just wasn't expecting to be quite impacted the way I was. But it was. I still think of it as a testament to how well the author crafted her words. So
She got to you.
Yeah, she did a great job. No doubt about it.
All right. Well, so we've got a few minutes left, just a few. But Andy needed something happy to read after we finished this. So what we decided we were going to do was we were going to read your books, Colette. So last week I read all 3 of your books.
She did, and she kept texting me.
I kept texting Andy all the different lines that I love. But then I powered through. I did Parties in Congress the first day, and then I did. I think I almost finished Seduction of Moxie the second day, but it carried over a little bit into the next morning, and then I did Original Sin. Mm-hmm. So I'm all caught up. I'm not going to hound you for a new one. But I really, your fucking sense of humor is just incredible.
Brilliant. But you know what? She never texted me. Right? She never texted me the I have an infection line. I kept waiting for that.
No. Let me see.
I was up in Atlanta at a business conference, and I get ping, 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 ping. Just crack it up. Oh, it was awesome.
So you were just sending the lines and nothing else with them?
Let me see.
It's not necessary. As many times as we read your book, it's not necessary to set the scene. Just send the line. That's all.
I'll just have it. Okay, here we go. We can. What book is this from? The whole damn thing is awesome.
Oh, look at you! Can't even read it with a straight face.
I'll just have an order of the faggoty ass French fries.
Yeah, that made it in the text. I think I.
Yeah. Oh my God. And Andy says, "I'm starved, and they sound good. I haven't had breakfast or lunch."
Oh my God! No way.
Spanky McPhisterson. Oh, that was when. And then done with parties. Great fun. and then I moved immediately on.
She did. She didn't stop.
Whose fanny hurts? Mine does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the joke, the joke in that, for those of you who haven't read the book, is that it's not spelled HURTS.
No,
it's a name.
HURTS. Yeah, or
Somebody signed the note as Fanny Hurts. So.
Jimmy.
Oh, we have a commenter. Hi Heidi. It's Heidi Dyer. Oh, hey Heidi, you had a birthday yesterday, I think. I might be wrong, but happy birthday, happy belated birthday. I hope you had a great day. And Heidi says, I agree with you all that Sarah Waters is a powerful writer, and I love her work. I didn't like this book. It was too slow, and I felt like it was a chore to read. I liken it to being in school and being assigned a book to read. Oh. And then she says, maybe I should have gotten the audiobook. If you ever get the urge to give it a shot, try the audiobook. Because I kept trying to get Andy to do it that way too, but
oh my God!
Yeah, I think
the impact on that one.
Yeah, I think that the narrator Colette was absolutely right. And
yeah, she's awesome. She's so
not
good
who usually does.
I went out to see what else she had done because I was like, "Oh, I want to hear this woman read a menu."
Wow.
Like, yeah. Her name is Juliet Stevenson.
Yeah.
So she's done a lot of Shakespeare, she read the New Testament, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I really don't want to read Revelations to me.
That might be interesting. You should listen to the sample at least.
Yeah, you totally should, Andy, because she's a brilliant
I meant you read the sample of the Bible. Yeah.
No. I know how it ends, and I think that would ruin for me.
She's not the same woman who's done the rest of Sarah Waters' books, though. By that I mean Tipping the Velvet, Fingersmith, and Affinity are all read by the same woman, Juanita somebody. Damn it, I can't remember.
And is she good?
Yeah, she does a great job. I had started reading Juanita McMahon. I had started listening to Affinity because I read the book after I read Fingersmith, and I was expecting suspenseful lesfic, and that is not what Affinity is at all, and I was super disappointed. But I think my disappointment was because of my expectations. So I went ahead and I bought it on Audible, and I started it the other day, and then I wasn't getting into it, so I switched to Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, which I'm really enjoying. It's very slow. It's like just a bunch of characters, and kind of not all. They're not very nice people, I don't think, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it anyway. And if you're interested in the next Robert Galbraith book, which you may or may not be, it's coming out in October.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So
now that's the second one?
That would be the third one.
Yeah, I missed the second one.
Yeah, I didn't read the second one either.
No, the second one is the one that we did.
The first one we did?
Yeah, we did this. We did the second one. The first one is Who's Calling.
All right.
No, it didn't feel like the second. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which is pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It totally felt like the first book. I mean, I didn't feel like I missed anything at all.
Yeah, I read the blurb for the third one this morning. It's available for pre-order, and it's kind of more closely it's like directly related to Cormoran. It's directly related to Cormoran. Somebody sends him a dismembered lady's leg, and it's somebody from his past who's doing
the whole
this.
leg.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
I don't know.
A big package.
It just said,
wow.
Google hates you.
Hey, do you realize I'm going to go circle back around to the story that we just read? We didn't play the game. Do we not want to play the game?
Oh, hold on. Heidi has a comment real quick. That may be the same reason I didn't enjoy it. My expectations were different. Yeah, I mean this one certainly, it's not anything like Tipping the Velvet or Fingersmith. No. She's really made a big transition into the darker stuff. Her book before this, I think the one before this was Little Stranger. I don't think that there's one in between there, which was about a ghost story.
And not gay, right?
No, I think there was a gay character in it, but it wasn't. But it was some man, I think.
Oh, I didn't think there was any gay in it at all, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll get to that later then.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, I thought it was like a real classically gothic romance kind of ghost story thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've got to give her credit for the fact that there's no real niche for her. I mean, she does something once and she's like, okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm gonna write a dinosaur book about, she doesn't do anything twice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Heidi says, although I have read all of her books. Oh my, where'd the question go? Oh, Cheryl had posted a question, and it disappeared. She said something along the lines of, "Hi Cheryl." Also, said something along the lines of, "I don't really have much of an interest to read Sarah Waters, but now I have to go reread all of Colette's books."
I know, right? If you take anything away from this show, reread.
No, it was great.
And if you take any premise away from this book, married women, just stay away.
Whoa, wait, your mic cut out in the middle of that. What did you say?
I said married women, just stay away.
Oh, yes.
Thumbs up
Oh,
on
the
that.
question came back.
So complicated.
Yeah.
Don't cheat on people, damn it.
But married women, yeah, they're.
Cheryl said, I'm still not all that keen on reading Sarah Waters, but now I feel the need to reread all three of Colette. Yeah, you should, absolutely. And they're fast reads, you know?
You know, and I can't tell you how sad that makes me, because you know how long it took me to write them, and you're like, I read them all in an hour and a half. It was great.
It's like
I had lunch and I read them again. Oh my God!
They're not that fast, Colette. Come on.
No. They're between like 4.5 to 5.5 hours, I think, was where they hit for me. And, you know, I do a lot of driving and stuff, so.
She reads while she drives.
And I read while I'm doing work, so you know. That's why I was able to read, you know, 3 books in 3 days. It's fine, but you know, another one would be awesome.
Uh-huh.
All right, so are we doing the game or no? We're gonna pass on the game this show.
No, we could do the game. Why not? I pass on everybody. I don't want to. I think this might be Chrissy. I don't know. Stevie is a little scary for me.
I'm gonna go with Spangler on this one. Yeah, no. I'm with you. I don't want any of them either. How about you, Colette?
Is this Who Do You Want to Bang? Is that what this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't. No, I don't. No.
I don't think this has ever happened.
No, I mean it's a compelling story, and it's not that some of the characters aren't appealing characters as people, but they're. I mean, there's just so much fucked up stuff that happens. I mean, I'm at a point in my life. I mean, I'm drama free. I'm happy to say I've been drama free. Like I have my chip, right? I've been drama free for many years. I don't know what it is about lesbians in general, where they just want to have knockdown dragouts in the street in their underpants, and they want to play all kinds of crazy games and do dumb shit to each other. I'm not interested in any of the drama there. Like I don't even. Yeah.
We're only doing one night stands, so it's another relationship. Jesus.
Yeah. No.
I don't think any of the characters in this book would be capable of having a one-night stand. I'm pretty sure that it would end up being, you know, you'd be tied to that person in some way for the rest of your miserable life.
Maybe. Absolutely. Could be right.
And Cheryl added, I like to read Colette's books slowly. They are that good. They're really good.
What an excellent response! See,
I know. Do you have any books that you can give away? Can you give Cheryl a book? You've got books laying around, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheryl, send me your email. Or shoot me your email address. Just send it to info@cocktailhour.us, and Colette will get you a book. Thanks, Colette.
And then you know, just which one?
I don't know.
Do you guys want to make a recommendation for her? I don't know what kind of books she likes.
No, we'll give you. You give me. I'll give her. I'm not drinking either. I will give you Cheryl's email address, and then you guys can connect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. But in the meantime, Cheryl, if you want to go out to like Amazon or the Bold Strokes website and read the synopsis, you can see which one might be most up your alley. No pun intended.
Smokey Bender!
That's awesome. Oh my. That's too funny.
So what are we doing for the next show?
I already anticipated, now that we haven't been doing. Hey, isn't next month our 4-year anniversary?
6 years, baby.
So what is 6 years? Paper mache?
Latex.
Or I guess, if we were going to stay true to the book, it'd be papier mache or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You ain't right. I like that. Our next show is with Susan Maher, September 12th, and we're going to be talking about, I don't know if this is the final title or not, but it's called The Right Time.
I thought that was a conversation at the bar.
No.
Is that a full show?
I think it's a whole show.
Oh, cool.
I believe it is.
Awesome. Excellent. What?
Yay! She's one of our other favorite authors.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi. Jesus.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I just see a big swinging tail behind you.
Right? A couple of ears.
They're both there. Hi, handsome.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Oh,
Where's
are you
Dusty?
off the pup?
Dusty.
Oh.
You get to see the dog's butt.
There's my big boy. There's my boy. Hi. He's my good boy. Oh, holy moly.
Oh, and there's the other.
Yep. All right. Go away.
They're
They're like, hi, I'm hungry. Feed me. That other lady's downstairs.
That's awesome. So, I mean, this is really fun.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments.
No, it's just that didn't sound sincere at all. But I'm going to assume that you've just had too much gin, Andy, and you really did think it was fun.
She's depressed again because of the book.
Because we talked about the book.
Yeah.
No, it was fun talking to you guys, even if the book was a little depressing. It was still well written. It was still worth a read, but wow, it really hit me hard.
Yeah, that's interesting, and I'm curious what it is that you think struck a chord with you, because I didn't find it depressing at all. In fact, I was so basically I was listening to this on my headphones at work, right? I was, for the first time in a while, I was excited to get to work. I was like, all right, let's pop this flash drive in and do this thing. And then people would come in and interrupt me, and I'm like, what? So, I mean, I was really into it. So, I mean, for those who started it and felt like it was slow going, I would say, I don't know, it might be worth going. It was a little slow at the beginning, but, I mean, the fact that I said that Room with a View is one of my favorite books or movies, or either, should tell you that I clearly like dry, British, actionless, motionless, character-driven stories.
There was one part that I thought drug out a bit. It was in the second half of the book, kind of right before we move into the final portion.
Well, but I got that too, but I almost felt like it was intentional because it was meant to be sort of excruciating the weight, right? And so I felt like that was purposeful.
Yeah. All right, well, we got a couple more. Hold on a minute. We got some more comments. All right. So Cheryl says, thanks. I have a birthday next Wednesday. Happy me.
Yay!
And then Heidi says, love Susan. So do we. We're really excited that she's going to come because this is one of my. I love this story, and it's been reworked, and I'm very, very excited to read it and see all the wonderful changes that have happened to make a really good story so much better.
Yep.
So, all right. Okay, I guess, are we done?
I believe so, yes.
Thanks for joining us, lovely Colette. You look beautiful today.
Yeah, well, I'll take these crinolines off, and then I'll clean them and starch them and apparently varnish them, because what the hell? What was with all the varnish? No, it's like I don't know whether to take away that I'm just a filthy, disgusting pig, because like I could not relate to any of the scullery, like charwoman chores that poor Frances had to do through this whole book.
Which is one reason why the damn thing's depressing. That's number one. The rest of her damn life's gonna be a charwoman, or at least a foreseeable future. Are you kidding me?
Well,
They have it crumbling down around their ears, and they're trying desperately with clawing to try to stay on top. You know, stay
Okay,
in the house.
but some hot shit happened in the scullery, so let's be honest. It's not all bad, obviously, for the charwoman. She's getting a little something something against the scullery sink.
But was the price worth it?
I don't
You
know.
decide, dear.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right, well we're leaving now, right?
We're hightailing it. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in. Thank you, Sherry, as always, for being you. And Colette, damn it, if we could have you on every month, we would.
I'm around whenever you guys need me.
Well,
Awesome.
Don't forget that last call, sister.
Yeah, I know.
All right, gang. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. So long.